Frank, what are you doing?
Hey girl, let me watch you go and shit your pants while I'm sitting here with my crew do my little dance.
How's it going, guys? It's Imagine.Creativity, and today we're going to be reacting to Exacavation Site 44 by Solitiverse, JOSHE, Yunggreaper, I believe. I might be missing an artist. If so, I'll put it up here on the screen. But this marks the first time that I'm going to be listening to Solitiverse and Yunggreaper in a single song together since a whole bunch of beef happened between them two. So I'm really excited for that. But before we get that started, you guys know what time it is. It's top comment time. Today's top comment comes from Haunted Ghost, and he says, I don't know, but I don't think Frank's a real person. That's a good joke, Haunted. Frank would love that. Oh no. With that all being said, guys, let's jump straight into Exacavation Site 44. Okay, so right off the bat, I don't think it's going to end up being the kind of song I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like an Extinction, hard, like go as hard as possible kind of song because of the cover art reminds me a lot of Origins from Black Ops 2, and it just gave me that kind of like going to be hard, dark vibe. And I messed this up. It was Exacavation Site 64, Solitiverse, CoZmo, JOSHE, Reaper. So my bad for that, but I think it's going to be more of a singy song, which I was not ready for, but maybe they'll blow me away with this.
Excavation, getting buried alive. Should I try to escape, or should I lay here and die? Excavation, getting buried alive. Should I try to escape, or should I lay here and die? I'm cold and alone, and I'm feeling tired. Wasting my days, so I'm just getting higher. Excavation.
Okay, so right off the bat, I like how it went Solitiverse, JOSHE, CoZmo. And CoZmo, I think he's doing his verse right now. I just realized this is about a 6-minute song, so wow, we have a lot to cover. But I wonder if they're going to switch anything up because it's such a long song. They're going with the singy kind of thing I like with the hook that JOSHE, CoZmo, and Solitiverse all touch it. Wonder what they're going to do with Reaper, because I don't think I've ever heard Reaper do anything singy, so hopefully they maybe switch it up or give him something that he can work with hard-wise, because Reaper never disappoints when it's hard.
I'm buried alive, lost all my friends, now I'm dying inside. It's such a sad world, yeah I know. I'm losing my patience and I'm losing my hope. I'm pushed off the edge and I hang from the rope. The pain that you caused me made me overdose. Holding my breath, avoiding my death. I can't take this anymore.
Who's for the vocals right before Solitiverse came in? I'm holding my breath, because that sounded really good. Like, really good. I really messed with the vocals there. CoZmo's verse was pretty good. I like it. But the vocals in between, that was crazy. Whoever that was. If that's Solitiverse, man, I've never heard anything from that. Didn't sound like JOSHE. JOSHE has a very distinct tone, and so does CoZmo. He has a very distinct mixing style. But I don't know. Solitiverse does too, but I can see that maybe being him. But man, that sounded good.
Dying inside, it's such a sad world, yeah I know. I'm losing my patience and I'm losing my hope. I'm pushed off the edge and I hang from the rope. The pain that you caused me made me overdose. Holding my breath, avoiding my death. Can't take this anymore. I'm lying on the floor. All these scars can't go ignored.
into solitude. You never say no.
I'm cold and alone and I'm feeling.
That was probably one of the strongest verses I've ever heard from Solitiverse. The amount of tiny mixing details that he did, the amount of just throwing, like, towards the end he started doing where he sounded like he was the background, slowly getting more and more drowned out by the overwhelming, like, bassing echo. And I really, really liked that. And he changed up his scheming, even like his vocal style a lot within that, 30 to 45 second verse. And I really, really liked that. It's definitely a lot singier than what I expected it to be due to the cover. But the cover's still amazing. I gotta get used to it because my brain was expecting a whole different vibe. And I'm being smacked with this. And I'm not disappointed so far. I really do like it. I believe this is the first hook that we're about to get. And then after that, we'll listen to the verse and break it down from there. We're about halfway through.
Tired, wasting my days, so I'm just getting higher. Excavation, feeling buried alive. Lost all my friends, now I'm dying inside. It's such a sad world, yeah I know. I'm losing my patience and I'm losing my hope. I'm pushed off the edge and I hang from the rope. The pain that you caused me made me overdose.
I'm so sick of living cause I'm not alright. They put their finger on the trigger so I won't survive. I don't want you there because I do not fucking trust you. You gon' take my heart and you gon' turn it into dust too. I just wanna celebrate how I made it out. I can't see the message, my vision's fading out. Knees weak, heart pound, cause I'm too way down. They don't wanna see me make it, now I'm laying face down. Why did it have to go out like this? They probably talk behind my back while I write this. Wake up in the morning and my body's feeling lifeless. My body's feeling lifeless.
I'm cold.
Okay, so they end up doing the unexpected with Reaper and having him do the singy kind of rap feel with it. And I liked it. The only complaint I have is when he did doubling vocals, I felt like he needed to throw a distant box on it to kind of give it this overwhelming echo. But instead it felt like there was a little bit of reverb, but he didn't really change the volume knobs at all. So they were clashing so much because they were all slightly different pronunciation and ending. So they just kind of all smashed into each other and kind of sounded like a mess at some points. There's some points that it sounded really, really good for a Reaper. And there was other points where it was like, oh, come on, man. I definitely think there should have been a little bit more of layers on top of it to kind of give this ambient echo as a repeat and not just feel like he recorded 3 different takes, put them on each other, and added some reverb and delay. Because that's all that I felt right there. But that's actually a pretty good verse for singing Reaper. I've never heard him do any singing stuff, so I'm pretty happy with that. But that's definitely a big complaint I can see. And so far, we're only about halfway through the song, and I can definitely see this is a 6-minute song, and there's nothing super, super unique about it so far to drag me back and don't want to go listen to the whole thing. Like, I can definitely see myself listening to it until I get bored of it, but it's almost, it's a song that's closer to 10 minutes than it is to 3 kind of thing. Well, that's not. So it's kind of hard to grab someone's attention that long, especially if everyone's doing the same style. And I don't know. Let's see if they bring it back for me, because right now this is an alright song.
Alone and I'm feeling tired, wasting my days, so I'm just getting higher. Excavation, feeling buried alive. Lost all my friends, now I'm dying inside. It's such a sad world, yeah I know. I'm losing my patience and I'm losing my hope. I'm pushed off the edge and I hang from the rope. The pain that you caused me
dried up my tears. Been loving you for so many years, but I don't meet your expectations, and now I'm stuck in this excavation. I'm feeling buried alive. The dirt covers all my eyes, but I can't describe how I feel about you. So let me fall back down now. Just let me fall back down now. So let me fall back down now. Just let me fall back down now.
I'm cold and alone and
That was probably one of the strongest verses. JOSHE either completely hits it out the park with the singing stuff, or he kind of makes it all blend together. And this one, he hits it out the park. I really, really like his style with every singing thing he does. There's a few times where he kind of strays off of that, or he just goes kind of just for this feeling that isn't there for me. But I have quite a few songs that I really, really like by JOSHE, and this definitely adds to the list for one of his strongest verses. It sounded very well mixed. He changed up his vocal style and his expression and the way he executed it. So many times it stayed fresh, it sounded good, and you just wanted to keep on hearing more. Even by the end of the verse, you're like, I could have went another minute and a half listening to something like this from him. So definitely JOSHE came in and did what he needed to do and did it well. This is one of the best JOSHE verses and best JOSHE singing I've heard in a while. Like, wow.
feeling tired, wasting my days, so I'm just getting higher. Excavation, feeling buried alive. Lost all my friends, now I'm dying inside. It's such a sad world, yeah I know. I'm losing my patience and I'm losing my hope. I'm pushed off the edge and I hang from the rope. The pain that you caused me made me overdose. I'm cold and alone and I'm feeling tired, wasting my days, so I'm just getting higher. Excavation, feeling buried alive. Lost all my friends, now I'm dying inside.
Okay, so that was Excavation Site 64, and I like what they did with it. Definitely was not expecting that originally going in. Like I said, I thought it was going to be more of a classic annihilation, extinction kind of feeling like Solitiverse used to do with Chain and Yunggreaper. But I was pleasantly surprised by Solitiverse's verse. CoZmo's felt like a CoZmo song. Like, CoZmo has a specific style. He sticks to it. It works. It sounds good. There was nothing like wow about his verse or his hook. He does great on his hooks. He's very, very talented in the department of coming up with a catchy hook and a hook that sounds really good to the ears. Reaper, I definitely can say, needs to work a little bit more on the mixing style of his singing. Definitely feel like if he had more of an ambient echo, a distant thing that separated the tracks as an ambient feel instead of layers, where you can distinctly feel like it's separate recordings on top of each other, and not like a building pressure or building ambience hitting you like the rest were. And then JOSHE came in and hit me with one of the best verses I've ever heard from him. Like, ever. So, I definitely think this is a good song. It's a little lengthy. It clocks in at about like a 6 minutes, 11 seconds, I believe. And I can definitely see that being a little bit of an issue when it comes to people wanting to come back and re-listen to this later. Because with a song that long, with the chorus being repeated 4 times every single time someone does a verse, and then it just fading off with nothing super memorable other than some of the risks you guys took experimentally with your music. Like, Solitiverse did a different kind of style I've never heard from him, and I really like that, and JOSHE hit with so many different paths on it. So, that, if you're interested in music like that, or you just genuinely like every single one of these artists, I can see that you would come back, but new people coming in, I can definitely see this becoming a song where they throw on for 2 to 3 minutes and then they shut it back off. And I think it's a very skippable song about midway through. And it's not due to any of the artists, it's due to the layout and the formatting, I believe. But it's still solid. Almost everyone has their mixing down. I can say, CoZmo does his own thing. It sounds good. I would like to see him do a little bit more of a ambient ad-lib thing, because it does feel like it gets a little dry. Solitiverse tried so much new, it kind of blew me away. Then JOSHE came up with so much new. And the amount of, the pitch in that guy's voice, man, it's crazy. I really, really like JOSHE's style of singing, his style of music. And he's very hit or miss with me, and he definitely hit with this. I really, really like this song. And I think for that, I'm just going to give it a 6.5 out of 10, because there's so much you guys could work on, do better, and I think could drag more people in for you guys. But this is still a song that people could listen to with no complaints. It sounds good, and you have a market there, and I think it's a pretty solid song other than the things I've pointed out. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you guys liked, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Imagination, come right on in. We talking about the greatest topic, bitch, so come on in. Sipping on a Snapple, bitch, we're cool, imagine. If you get top comment, you're the main attraction. That red subscribe button is really thick. Damn, it's really fucking sexy, better hump that shit. Sipping on a Snapple, bitch, we're cool, imagine. Reacting on the daily, man, subscriber, you're a piece of shit.